Chatted with Biocon's chairperson and MD Kiran Mazumdar yesterday, and she explains how biosimilars consolidation is actually going to impact Biocon. And she's calling it earnings accretive and essential for the longer term scale. With Capex, of course, done and R&D costs now easing, the company is also sharpening focus on its insulin, GLP-1 bets and a pipeline as major biologics approach patent expiry as well. Here are an excerpt of that chat.
The fact that we have the capital spends behind us, the fact that our R&D costs are now going to only reduce because of the new regulations, and the fact that we have a strong growth trajectory in all our businesses, and the fact that we have a unique selling proposition when it comes to biosimilar insulins and generic GLP-1s, I think this is going to be a very strong story of growth and value creation. And I personally believe that we will also get added benefits from this model, because we will get the benefits of procurement, or from supply chain, and from the very strong commercial engine that we have created at Biocon Biologics, which will allow Biocon's own generics to have a direct presence in many markets where they are partnered. So overall, a very, very strong, transformational event in Biocon's evolution.
So the combined entity will operate in 34 self-led markets and 150 plus partnered markets as well. How will Biocon leverage this expanded global commercial infrastructure to accelerate launches like semaglutide, liraglutide, and of course others as well, all through FY26 and 27?
So one of the things I wanted to basically highlight is the fact that, as when it comes to GLP-1s, I think the R&D and manufacturing capabilities are clearly an area where Biocon as a group will have a very, very strong competitive advantage. We are already in the leadership position when it comes to insulins, where the drug product facilities are very fungible when it comes to GLP-1s. And even in the area of drug substance and GLP-1 APIs, I think there are some very strong commonalities, especially when it comes to recombinant GLP-1s for oral dosages. So I think we have fungible and interchangeable facilities when it comes to insulins and GLP-1s, which gives us a very clear competitive advantage. But there's also fungibility in many other manufacturing of injectables and the biosimilars. So I think we see this as a transformational and a value accretive opportunity for us, where we will get tremendous advantages and cost advantages. And if you have seen recently, there's a flurry of activity in licensing biosimilars, because everyone now sees that biosimilars is the next big opportunity. And I think we are there already, leading in the top 5 global biosimilars companies in the world. And we believe we integrated companies will have a clear advantage over those who want to get into this space, because we know what the partnership model is, we know what the licensing model is, and we know what a clear cost advantage we have over competition who have to rely on in-licensing and partnerships.
So post-consolidation, Ms. Shaw, BBL will be sitting on a $200 billion plus addressable market with a very diversified portfolio of insulins, GLP-1s, MAbs, peptides. Tell me, which therapeutic buckets will drive the next wave of growth, and where is it that you expect the biggest margin expansion to come from?
Well, clearly Biocon, the biosimilars business will clearly drive a major part of our growth, because, this is an evolving space, and the number of biosimilars coming off patent are only increasing, and we are well in the leadership position. So I think we will obviously focus on building on this early success. But I think what is complementary to what we have done is the fact that GLP-1s are also becoming a huge segment, which everyone is rapidly and increasingly pursuing. But again, we believe we have a unique proposition to offer because we have the only company globally to have interchangeable biosimilar insulins and generic GLP-1s as a portfolio. So again, we believe we will have a very strong competitive edge. So I think over time you will start recognizing these strengths that we are now basically sharing with you. And it was all these parameters and factors that basically enabled us to come to this decision of creating one entity, a combined entity of Biocon and biologics, which will really give us that leadership and sustained leadership in the marketplace.
If I were to talk about the next 10-year blueprint with you, ma'am, Biocon Biologics will soon be a fully consolidated end-to-end biologics company now with global scale and a massive one at that. Tell me, what does 2035 Biocon map look like in terms of portfolio mix, global market share, leadership in both insulins and GLP-1s?
Well, I think we should understand that a 10-year horizon is, of course, something that we will look at as an opportunity for Biocon to be right at the top amongst really the key leaders in biopharma. And of course, we have a huge pipeline of products, not just in biosimilars, but also in the generic side with the GLP-1s going off patent. And of course, we have other specialty generics. And, given the new regulations, we will have an even larger portfolio of biosimilars. And I think, we look at the next 10 years as a hugely expansive phase of our growth. The next 5 years is an accelerated pace, but the true opportunity is going to really, open up after 5 years when some of the key products lose patent protection, like the semaglutides and the Munjaros. And of course, you also have biosimilars like Keytruda and other big biosimilars also losing patent after 5 years. So it's really the 30 to 35, 2030 to 2035 period that will see this huge opportunity further open up for us. And we are prepared because we are right up there developing these products that will enter these markets at that time. And obviously, you can see that we are very excited and optimistic and ambitious about our leadership in biopharma.
But tell me, as Big Pharma also pivots very aggressively by the day into biosimilar GLP-1s, competition is really intensifying. What structural advantages will allow Biocon to remain globally competitive against far larger players over the next decade?
Look, I think we have been very competitive even with the big pharma like Amgen and Pfizer in biosimilars, even now. I think when it comes to the path ahead, there will be competition because a large number of people are now rushing into this space, which clearly validates the importance of biosimilars, where a lot of people were, sort of sitting on the fence with a wait and watch policy, and now it's too late. Because to really be competitive and to really seek leadership in biosimilars, you have to be end to end integrated. Biocon will be one of the few companies globally to be fully integrated. And therefore, for anyone else to be fully integrated, apart from big pharma, and for big pharma, biosimilars is a fallback option, to buffer their development and approval timelines for new molecules. We don't see them as the competition, but we also see that the other competition that will come from generic companies who want to get into biosimilars will not be something that we can't face or challenge, because they will not be integrated players. And for them to be integrated players will take a long time. And until they keep licensing and partnering, obviously we have a clear advantage.
But with Capex winding down, margins set to expand, Biocon is going to be entering into a very strong free cash flow positive phase. What is the long-term capital allocation philosophy? Is it to reinvest for scale, pursue global acquisitions, or strengthen your balance sheet and sit on the cash?
All of the above.
You have to choose one.
I don't think as a leader I will choose one. I think you need to be very agile, you need to be very smart, and all these options are there once you have very strong free cash flow and a strong balance sheet.
You've always emphasized on the importance of robust succession planning. I wanted to ask, what are the qualities and criteria that you look for in the person who will eventually take over from your role?
Someone who's very committed and invested in our vision and mission that I've always believed should be about providing affordable access to life saving and essential medicines. Someone who has a very deep rooted interest in a science driven mission, a science driven business model, and someone who's obviously very decisive and entrepreneurial.
And have you found those qualities in
And
someone internal?
pardon?
I said, have you spotted those qualities already in someone internally?
Well, I think, I'm here for the next several years, and I think I have that time to choose my successor well.